let everybody know that in fact she was in contact with the BBL chef. And at this point, I don't know what this is about. I don't know if it's about her trying to sell her tour, which by the way is majorly blue. Okay, it means that the tour is not selling as she was bragging that it would. You guys know that before she went on tour, she was like, I'm gonna have a sold out tour. She was in a competitive moment or era where she felt like she was going to be able to outdo Nicki Minaj in every aspect. And as it now, it seems like everything that she ever tried to outdo Nicki Minaj on, it's not working. The album she failed to outdo despite standing street side trying to pawn and hawk the albums to people, still nothing. And when it comes to the tour, I don't even know if it's actually worth mentioning at this point because it's embarrassing. So amidst her failing to sell, she decided to conveniently respond to a bab. This reminds me of that tweet that Nicki Minaj put out, which said that when in doubt or when you need a little bit of attention, respond to a bab and start a sympathy campaign. It works every time. It seems like this is her playbook. Okay, she will constantly be responding to babs, and to me it seems like she pays more attention to the babs more than her own fan base, which doesn't make any sense to me. But then again, she knows that when she responds to the babs, she's gonna get the attention that she is looking for, because there is no motion when it comes to her own fan base. So, with this regard, she decided to respond to, a Bab page, that had asked Grok to verify a certain fact about her family. Now, I've noticed that in this space of female rappers, talking about grapes and all of these things, I hope you know what I'm saying. It seems like it's something that people are so desensitized to. So, for that reason, I'm not willing to go into the details about what, this fan was asking Grok. And it seems like Grok got the facts wrong. I don't know. And was basically insinuating that her father, in fact, allegedly had some things to do with the grapes. Okay, so she decided to lash out on that bab. However, in the same breath, she found it fit to take that moment to shade Nicki Minaj. And this is the part where I'm like, you can have a back and forth with a fan and not include Nicki Minaj inside this. She argues like a fan. You get what I'm saying? She doesn't argue like a celebrity, because if you're a celebrity coming for another celebrity, they have to directly come at you. But she argues like a fan. This is the part that makes me feel like, well, maybe it is Ken Barbie who's responding on her account, because there is no way that I'm arguing with someone's fan. This is not someone's spokesperson. This is someone's fan who probably has never met that woman, who probably has never met Nicki Minaj in real life. So you're arguing by some internet fan, and all of a sudden you're dragging Nicki Minaj to try to clap back at the fan. Like, your fave did this, your fave did that. That's some stan Twitter, type of arguing. It's embarrassing. But anyway, this is what she had to say to the fan. Well, she said, first thing, my dad never got arrested, has never been arrested in this country. My dad is an immigrant from the Dominican Republic. He would be deported if he committed such a disgusting crime. I do not know why y'all like playing these games just for you to be fake mad when I post who got real mugshots, real evidence, and real cases for grape, okay? Obviously, that was hair shading Nicki Minaj, who had absolutely nothing to do with what the fan was saying. And this is the part that makes it hard for me to ever turn on Nicki Minaj or anything of that sort, because it's like she's everyone's scapegoat. Whenever somebody is feeling the heat on them, what they do is they turn around and they say, oh, look at Nicki Minaj. And because the hate that people have for Nicki Minaj, transcends all the logic and, all the principles, guess what the people do? They leave that person and they start focusing on Nicki Minaj, which is crazy to me. Like, what type of hate is that? Are you guys bewitched? Like, what is this? And then she turned around and started bringing in Nicki Minaj and this. Stop playing with me and my family and leave me the F alone for real before I start some ish today. Okay, so you heard her begging for people to leave her and her family alone. Now, keep this in mind, because later on, when we discuss about her actions that she decided to take later on, you will realize when I say that this is a joke. And the fact that people say that, oh, I don't care, I love her so much, it's just, to me, it's giving low IQ. Because here she is, clearly expressing how important it is to leave other people's families alone. However, what she would go on to say to Tasha K in the next 3 hours from that tweet go against everything that she's claiming to stand for in this tweet. She's talking about don't play about the grape, okay? Don't play about my family, all right? These are the standards, these are the principles that she's trying to say to people she lives with. But then she goes further, you will hear later in this video, she goes further to talk about grape when cussing out Tasha K. She goes on to talk about Tasha K's family. So at this point, I'm like, you guys, are you really serious? Are you bewitched? What is going on? When you do find yourself defending this woman and you clearly see this hypocrisy, what is going on in your mind? What's up? There's some voodoo done on you. What is this? And as if that's not enough, she decided to out herself about Stefon Diggs and the alleged BBL chef. Now, I was holiday when everything was going on, but allegedly Stefon is being accused of, some crimes when it comes to the BBL chef. And the BBL chef allegedly had said that one of Stefon's girlfriends had tried to contact her in relation to the matter. Now, if the girlfriend was trying to contact her after the lawsuit had already started, that's not legal. Neither is it also morally upright, because that could be viewed as, victim intimidation. However, because Stefon has been linked to other multiple women, it hasn't really been clear for people, and people haven't been certain about who this particular girlfriend is. They didn't know if it was Advovo BBL, they didn't know if it was the other baby mama or the other baby mama. So at this point, it was all speculation. But leave it to Advovo BBL to implicate herself in the public eye unprovoked. Because what are you doing? What are you doing playing with this man's case? Like, why would you come on a public platform voluntarily offering information that you are the one who's been in contact with this BBL chef, allegedly? Why? Now, personally looking at it, it could be one of two things. Either she knew that it was going to come out anyway, that she was in contact with this girl, so she decided to go ahead of it and tried to turn the narrative and make it seem like, oh my God, this is how it happened. It could be that. Or two, she could just be desperate to try and prove to the people that her baby daddy is innocent, to the point where she is now doing things without any logic. But anyway, this is what she had to say about the Stefon case. So after she responded to that bab, somebody said she really shouldn't be talking and posted a screenshot of the case that involves her current boyfriend. And of course, she decided to respond to that. Like, how much more dense can one be? At this point, if I was Stefon, I would be tired of this bird. Like, can you just shut up your mouth? It's not every time that you have to prove that you're a G. Like, what are you doing? Sometimes just shut your effing mouth. Oh my God, she said, not once has that woman said anything to me about being touched. Not once, in capitals. Mind you, we was talking every single day until she left that house, and she just wrote me this. But I'm gonna let the courts handle ish, and when it gets handled, I want all of you talking ish on your effing knees with apologies just as loud, the way y'all have been harassing over a lie. And I put that on my 2-month-old son in the name of the Lord. That's how confident I am. What are you doing? What are you doing? Now, I want you guys to also note the hypocrisy in this. Had this been any other celebrity antagonizing an alleged or prospective victim of such a serious crime, had it been any other celebrity, right now the news platforms would literally be going crazy covering this and talking about how inappropriate this is. Even before, the verdict. The fact that she's comfortable talking about this, about someone who's accusing her boyfriend of doing something like this, and I'm not hearing any uproar, is interesting to me. It's very interesting. And then the message that she decided to share, the screenshot of the message she decided to share, is proof to I don't know what. The message reads, and I'm assuming this is the message from the girl. It says, I am so sorry. I cannot talk to you. I didn't say that, especially in the way it was written. Please contact my mediator and she will answer anything you need to know, but only in person and confidently. Lynette. Ma'am, this is a response. Clearly, you tried to reach out to her mid-trial, and she's telling you that she cannot talk to you. So, in fact, if anything, you're just proving that you have been in contact with the alleged victim. What is this text supposed to prove? And what made her think that this was a good idea? And the fact that she's doing all of this and I'm not hearing any uproar is interesting to me. Where's Lonely Love? The real. You guys sat down with Jennifer who? And you guys were out there, doing the best that you can to make it seem like Nicki was intimidating that woman. Even though that woman was changing her statements countless times. You didn't care about that. Nicki was denying that she was ever intimidating this lady. You guys didn't care about that. But here we have someone admitting to contacting a prospective victim or an alleged victim. Lonnie, where are you? Yeah, that's right? You're still bootlicking that girl, that comedian that was making jokes about Nicki Minaj on the Oscars. That's where you're found. But when something like this is happening, where's Auntie Lonnie? And this is the effing hypocrisy that makes me ride for Nicki Minaj the way that I do. It's okay to not like someone's attitude. It's okay to not like someone for being cocky. I get it. But when your dislike for someone is now coming before something as serious as things like this happening, if you disliking someone is now distorting any principles around you, then it's not just disliking someone. It's dangerous. It's obsessive. It's crazy. You need help. Somebody call Lonnie Love. Where is she? Does she know that this is what Advovo BBO is admitting on Twitter? Where is she to interview this girl? Or at least say something. Speak up. No, nothing? It's crazy watching this happen. Like, it's absolutely insane. As if that wasn't enough, this girl said, "This is not enough. Let me show you how much of dum-dums I can make out of people on the internet, and they would never ever hold me accountable." After she said that, do you know what she did? She decided to hop on Twitter Space, and she decided to say that she would again rob and do all of these things to men again. And she also went further to talk about, to slightly talk about, Nicki Minaj's conversation with Erica Keck, and was basically co-signing what Nicki said, however, in an insulting way. Nicki didn't say it in an insulting way. She was out there saying that, well, I don't blame her for saying this because you deserve that. I didn't hear any uproar yet again. It's crazy watching this happen. I'm just like, what is going on? Are these the end times? What is this, you guys? Where are your brains? What's going on? What's rotting your brains? What's happening? What's going on with your reasoning? But that being said, TashaK decided to shade her about, of course, the daft things that she was out there admitting to. And, she does not like TashaK at all. And, yeah, so this is what TashaK said. Let me look for that tweet that sent her into spiral. It's made her go on Twitter Spaces for hours and hours, just crashing out, just saying anything. She said, "Witness intimidation charges coming soon. You cannot contact an alleged victim on behalf of someone being prosecuted." Allegedly. She didn't say her name, and TashaK didn't say anything disrespectful in that. She said, the same things that we all have been saying and thinking that, like, what is this? But guess what she decided to do? Instead of facing the facts, she decided to go in and insult, I don't know, whatever conquest. That's what she decided to do. Instead of looking at the facts, she decided to deviate, and she started to make it about TashaK. It's not about Tasha. It's the fact that you're out there letting us know publicly that you were out there contacting this BBL chef. What are you doing? But anyway, she hopped on Twitter Spaces, and she started shouting, started talking about, "Oh, you guys deserve it, Nicki Minaj." I'm just like, can you just hold your own space and leave Nicki out of your nonsense? Okay? Do your thing by yourself. And then she went ahead and she started talking about, "Oh, TashaK, your husband doesn't sleep with you. You want to sleep with me. Ha ha ha. You have a crush on me. Ha ha ha." And the amount of people amused by this will shock you. The, the amount of people that find her silly jokes funny will shock you. Because people were crashing out, and people were like, "Oh my God, she's so funny," because she said the reason why TashaK won't leave her alone is because TashaK has a crush on her, and TashaK wants to hunch on her. She's so funny. I was like, what? What's so funny about that? You guys, people were applauding this. And the more the people were applauding her, the more she was shouting, trying to recreate some of her stupid viral moment. I'm just listening. Jesus. What's going on? What's rotting our brains? This woman clearly didn't have any logical arguments about the actual thing in question. So she decided to resort to kindergarten type of drags just to evade the fact that she just came in public, to admit that she was in contact with the alleged victim. And you guys are laughing and applauding and saying that, "Oh my God, she's so funny." What is wrong with you people? Not once in that space did she address anything about her admission. Not once did she address anything about how inappropriate it is to contact an alleged victim. She didn't. She resorted to insults. And somehow, some people found it funny. If you want to see someone's level of IQ, see how they argue. Someone with low IQ is very quick to resort to insults because they don't have any logical thing to say in the argument. And this is exactly what Advolvo BBL was doing. And another thing, I feel like she also knows that the more she drags TashaK, the more she speaks about her husband, about, I don't know, her allegedly getting touched. People have lost plot of what the conversation was about. Now, all of a sudden, you're focusing on the insults that she was saying on TashaK. What she's doing by that is she's burying the mistake that she did about posting those DMs between her and the victim, the alleged victim. And all of a sudden, you guys have lost plot of the argument. It's all about TashaK, her husband not wanting to sleep with her. How is that relevant to the question, to the subject in question? Irrelevant. So I don't know, you guys. Let me know in the comment section what you think about this entire thing. And remember, I told you to pay attention to her coming at that Bab saying that leave my family alone. Don't joke about grape. Don't play with grape. And all of these things. Remember, she said that. But in the space, the things that she was saying about TashaK and her being touched and her family and her husband are nothing short of disgusting. But are we ever going to hear anyone holding her accountable? Absolutely not. All of you are out there laughing at the monkey jokes. Let me tell you some monkey jokes. That reminds me of Trevor Noah. But it's sad to watch. Yeah, it's just so sad to watch. And to see that no one is going to hold her accountable for all of these things. Hey, saying that she would do it over and over again. Hey, defending a man that has been accused of not only one, but multiple, similar allegations is sad. But that being said, the Advolvo BBL is exactly an example of what not to do as a woman. as a smart woman, actually. And in that Twitter space, some of the arguments and some of the things she was bragging about, I just like, why does it sound like I'm arguing with my 4-year-old nephew? You know, like that argument that you have with a child. Because what do you mean? No one wants you. No one wants to date you. She's telling that to a married woman. Her self worth is in the amount of men that want to sleep with her. And ladies and gentlemen, this is who you guys are applauding. His self worth is measured by the amount of men that are willing to sleep with her. Because the argument there was, oh, Tasha K, no one wants you. Your husband doesn't want to sleep with